Hey Gemini, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to do a timeless tarot and oracle reading for you, asking what's coming towards you. Whenever you see this, that's when you're meant to find it. Be discerning. Don't give all your power away to tarot, of course. Only take what empowers you. If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other Geminis and cross watchers to pray for you, that offer always stands here. Say hi in the comment section or leave an emoji, whatever you feel comfortable with. And that basically gives us something that we can focus on that represents your energy. Gives us a pathway to you. And only love and light and positivity in this space. I seal that with my intention. We're going to start with a few oracle cards to kick off the message, and then we're going to jump into tarot. I want to tell you real quick, I only want to dive into this for a quick moment because I don't want to take away from your reading. I started a music channel for you guys. I'm a music producer and a songwriter and an audio engineer, and I've got my own little studio. I've been wanting to make a music channel for you guys for a while, and if you remember 6 months ago, I kind of did a little survey. I asked you guys what kind of music you like to listen to on YouTube, if any, and this is specifically like background music. A lot of you guys said, like, I love listening to rain, I fall asleep to the sound of waves, and then some of you guys said like calm and relaxing. Some of you guys said like jazz and chill. So my first channel for you guys is relaxing music, and 432 hertz kind of through that music as well. If you know anything about that, it's kind of anchors you and calms you down. So yeah, and the illustrations are a fun little surprise. It brings out the kid in you. It took me quite a while to learn the software, how to actually make these. I thought it was going to be so easy, right? Because everything's easy now with AI, and nope. So there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put in this. So yeah, you'll look at it and you'll laugh. You'll be like, oh my gosh, of course. It's like fairy woodland forests, but they're cool. All right, so there'll be a clip at the very end of this, just to give you a little taste. Come on over and listen. All right, you guys. Ooh, what do we got going on here? Oh, excuse me. Yep, I'm gonna have to clear my throat for this one. 7 of Cups. You're at a crossroads. I'm talking to the Geminis out there who are looking at options. Specifically, these options have something to do with like a payoff way down the road. What are these options about? Oh, it's not subtle. It's Judgment cards. So here are our options. These are 7 of Cups. All that glitters is not gold. So maybe you guys are considering who you want to date next, or where you want to live, or jobs. That's a big one, right? And so it's important to be discerning. Get up close to each one of those, because from a distance, it all looks great. But if you get up close to some of these cups, you'll realize while some of them hold gold and jewels, the others will hold serpents. So this is where you want to be very discerning, because you're thinking about the big picture. 10 of Pentacles. Judgment card is awesome. This might be a promotion. If let's say you're considering jobs, this would be like, maybe just like you'd have to train a little extra for it, or be reaching a bit, but this would be a promotion basically. And it's a good, healthy one, it might scare you a little bit, but you can do it. And then if this was, for instance, even a relationship, this is like raise your standards type of thing. That's advice I've given myself before. Raise your standards, Gemini. No. So what's this 2 of Swords? This is a hard decision to make. Why is this hard? 2 of Swords on top of, or 2 of Wands on top of the 2 of Swords. That means that you might be considering travel, or you're in the planning phase. You might be writing pros and cons lists. Why is this tough? Oh, it's giving you some anxiety. Maybe you're overthinking about things. You are an air sign, and you've got that ability to think, and strategy and analyzing, but this is definitely about the future. You're taking it very seriously. I think what's got you concerned, of course, is something that you can't quite see. The moon energy talks about subconscious fears. It's veiled energy. What lurks in the dark of your own mind is coming up for some reason. All right, well, let's ask about that. The Moon card. What's veiled here? You're worried that it might be a failure, that you've Gosh, you know what's interesting is like sometimes, especially with things that we want so badly, we can, well, it always scares us because we know what's gone into it. We know that we've held on to a certain dream for so long. That's the Nine of Wands. And so I think the fear is that it's going to be a failure with the Six of Wands in reverse. But Freya is here to let you know you got nothing to worry about. Just do it. Okay, before I actually give you advice, I don't even know that for sure. Don't do it yet. Let's get to the Wheel of Fortune. So you're leaving something behind, it looks like, and it's time, and there's been some disappointment. The Wheel of Fortune, though, there's a sense of divine timing to it. It's there to let you know that, Gemini, you're exactly where you're supposed to be at the right time. And sometimes we need to hear that, right? So all the events leading up until now have led you here, and you are being called to go towards the unknown. Some of you guys are traveling for this. Some of you guys are moving for this. But you are being called away from something that you cared very deeply about at one point. But the circumstances have changed. If you feel some disappointment about this, if you feel a little unraveled, I want you to pay attention to this card. This is the Five of Cups. And yes, it's a disappointment or sadness card. He's looking at these three cups in front of him that are spilled over. He's just grieving that. But behind him are two full cups. And I have a feeling that is at the heart of your reading, the message. These two full cups. Okay, talk to me about these two full cups. For just a moment, on its side, we'll read that. Healing, the Six of Swords. It's up to you. The Six of Swords coming out on its side like that is saying you can go either way. It's up to you. You can look at those three cups and you can feel that disappointment, or you can turn around and you see that there are two full ones. You can make something of that. The other cards that came out, the Fool card. How absolutely freaking perfect. Leaving something behind. Yes, there's maybe some attachment to it, but you know it's time. And then a brand new journey, a learning period. Like this is Page of Pentacles. Curiosity again comes into your life. Growth. Page of Pentacles is the student. They're the apprentice. They're eager to learn. You know, so this is what it feels like. It just feels like a little bit of a tug at first. And then you break away and you're boom. You're in the sun. What? Let's read into it. Why not? We get two big, huge pops right when the sun comes out. Yeah. Look at all this yellow. Look at all this yellow. The fire is going crazy behind me. So does anybody remember the first time they got on a plane alone, or like their parents dropped them off at the bus stop and they had to ride that bus to school by themselves, or they're leaving home and they're launching off, and it's like the worst part is actually saying goodbye to your parents when you're a kid or you're a young adult. And there's this tug and there's like, this heaviness. And then as soon as they leave, or as soon as you get on that bus or that plane, now you're looking at the future. I know somebody can relate to this. You're like, it's now your life is ahead of you. And that sadness, that Five of Cups, starts to go away because you're no longer facing what you have to leave. Your back is turned to these cups, right? Now you're facing those two full cups, and what can you create with that? Pretty cool. Okay, what's this Seven of Swords for my Geminis? What's this Seven of Swords? Oh, Lord. You know, some of you guys are leaving a relationship, I think. The moment, because there was something sneaky. I think that there was, there was something kind of, oh my God, are you kidding me? Seven of Swords clarified by the Seven of Swords. Something sneaky for sure. This could have been like, man, I think you would have spun your wheels forever on this one. The Knight of Cups in reverse. Something that had your emotion, gripped your emotion. But this is flaky energy. It's immature, flaky, yeah, energy that looks like it's, that's going to waste your time. I'll say that. So the Emperor card represents boss energy, taking the bull by the horns, taking control of a situation. There's just too much sneakiness. There's too much either deception or the wool being pulled over one's eyes. 2 Seven of Swords, tell me more about that. That Page of Cups upside down, just like the Knight of Cups upside down. This is paper thin. It's flimsy. It's like, this has got charming on the outside, but it's paper thin. So if this is a person, then I feel like they're not grounded, or they're not upfront and honest with you. They're not mature enough for you. They're not going to, remember how we started? You're looking at options, and you're looking at who's going to be, what's going to last here, whether it's a job or whether it's a person, a relationship. Who's going to be my ride or die 10, 20 years down from here? And this Judgment card, this is a big turnaround for you. This is a turning point where you're just not, you're raising your standards. You're just not going to get pulled in. I think you're seeing right through it. And you know what? You don't even need to know all the detail. You just know that something stinks. So, Queen of Pentacles, tell me about that for Gemini. Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles for Gemini. Lover's card in reverse. What is Gemini going to do about this? What is King of Swords? Facts are facts. Them's the facts. So I think somebody's going to reach out to you wanting to get something off their chest urgently, want to talk to you. But this came out with a Lover's card in reverse. Lover's card is ruled by Gemini. So you my mom was a Gemini, and she'd always say, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. And she'd also say, I have a lot of quotes, but she'd also say, my shit meter's going off. Excuse my language. But like, this is your shit meter going off. Basically, you're like, no, you ain't getting this past. So this is a misalignment. You're sticking to it. King of Swords is an energy that enters this conversation, most likely from you, Gemini, that's like, no, these are facts. This is not emotional. This is non-negotiable. The King of Swords is not at all emotional. They're like very much all about getting to the heart of truth. And yes, communication happens, it looks like. This is confronted, this is communicated, but like you're cutting through that BS with that sword. And it's almost like a test. It's like, well, it's, because I feel that whatever energy this is that it's covered in the Seven of Swords, deception, that wool being pulled over, there's some satisfaction to be gained by confronting it, like ripping that wool out of the way and just seeing how they deal with that. Because they might even they might exist elsewhere with that flimsy paper thin BS. And so I think there's a part of you that's like, it's strengthened by that. It's empowered knowing that you're calling it out. 3 of Pentacles. There's a better way I could say that, but we got to get going. We got to get into this next part. 8 of Swords. There's too much going on here. I wonder if there's others involved. Like maybe somebody's on online dating already. Maybe this other person has been on online dating, or somebody, or if this, I'm trying to like also give you a version where it could be a job, you know, just because not everybody's in the same place in their lives, but the energy's the same. So like if this was a job, there would be some dishonesty, I feel like, with a company or somebody's commitment. So they're looking one way, looking like they're steady Eddie, and in actuality, they're sneaky. So yeah, you're out of here. 8 of Cups, again, leaving something behind. You know what? This is what, you know, I paused earlier because I was like trying to find the words about how this is going to feel good to rip away, to like slice through that BS, right? To rip away the wool. I think it's because your mind is so made up that you are perfectly fine having this conversation, and you're looking at it almost like it's an exercise in empowerment and communication and standing your ground. And there's something really powerful in words, right? Because we can either empower ourselves or disempower ourselves with them, but they can also give us massive closure. And it's almost like this is the closure you need in order to spin on your heel and move towards bigger and better things. Here are your messages from Oracle. Universal laws and truths are now being revealed, Gemini. Use this energy to create your reality. That's King of Swords. Universal laws and truths are being revealed. You're going to use this to create a new reality. And then we have, let go of convention and follow your own unique path. You're letting go and you're following your own unique path. Hell yes, Gemini. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. And I hope you enjoyed my little fairy fantasy woods clip. I got a little 6-year-old that's living inside me. Take good care. Bye-bye.